Hi there, welcome back to Creatively Crafted Life. My name is Melanie and it is the 7th, which means it's Smash Your Stash, where we, a group of fellow crafters, focus on an item in our craft space that we try to use up or partially use, or at least at the very least focus on using this month. So I struggled a little bit with this month because it was free choice, and my first thought was to focus on pocket cards or Project Life cards. I obviously have a lot. They don't even all fit in frame, and this is not even all of them. I have a couple other boxes tucked away. I don't know if we want to call it my secret shame, except it's not so secret. So that was my first thought, and then it led me down the path of other items that I have a lot of in my stash that I just never seem to get around to using. And that's where I decided that my theme or my challenge for this month is to use items in my stash that I purchased or received an abundance of that are more of a fad than a staple. So while you may not think Project Life cards are a fad for yourself, they may be a staple for you. For me, it was something that I loved the idea of, but in reality, when I got to using them, pocket page scrapbooking just wasn't my thing. Now I'll still throw the odd layout in every now and then, especially if I have a lot of photos, but by and far I am a more traditional scrapbooker than a pocket page, but I have all of these cards. Now I could destash, but rather than do that, I thought maybe this month I would focus on using these. That led to another one. These little babies. If you are not familiar with them, these are considered traveler's notebooks. I have a ton. Now, to be honest, I didn't purchase a lot of these. Most of them either came in grab boxes or mystery boxes, that kind of thing. But I somehow have accumulated quite an extensive collection. And again, it's one of those things, I love the idea of them, but I am a bulky scrapbooker. And bulk and this kind of format just doesn't go very well together. So maybe I can combine both of these in this month's challenge. And then the last thing that I want to focus on are these. Now these are my broken down sticker books, and they are flat stickers. They're the ones that have no dimension on them. They're often used in planners. I got a few of them on a good deal. You know me for any length of time, you know I am a sucker for a good deal. And I do have them in this bin, sorted roughly by some sort of category, which is helpful. But to be honest, these are not my preferred embellishment when I do my traditional scrapbooking. Like I said, with these, I like bulk. These are flat, often very thin stickers. The other thing was that I thought I was going to be a planner girl. I'm not. And so I have this abundance of stuff. So my challenge that I'm issuing myself is to try and incorporate all of this into something. And without further ado, by the magic of YouTube, let me show you what I came up with. Okay, so some statistics. I finished 2 sheets. This one here I'm just going to purge. I just can't see me using it. However, I used way more stickers than what was just on these. I used a total of 129 stickers in my 2 little books here, and 19 alpha tile stickers. So that's pretty cool. And I used 52 journal cards, and as you can see, 2 notebooks. Now this one here is basically finished, so I will flip through that in a minute. This is more of like a prompt book, so I'm calling it Lots of Thoughts, and I've got space for a title once I figure out, you know, how I want to go about it. And then usually what I've done is it's a 2-page spread with some sort of card or prompt as a start, and I've decorated it a little bit but not extensively so that I can add any journaling in here that I so wish to do. And so you'll see I've got lots of spaces for journaling. I kept it very simple. And I probably will end up using my typewriter, I'm thinking. And yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. It's a lot of fun, and I like some of the prompts in here. Now, it'll either be journaling. I could also add photos. Really, it's whatever I feel inspired to do. So I just need a jumping off point. You know how sometimes when you want to be creative but you don't know what to start? This would be a good starting point for me. I usually find that if I, you know, just have lost my mojo, if I do just a little bit of something and get the ball rolling, the rest of it comes really easily. So that's the first book. The second book is a little bit of a chunky monkey, but not too bad. I did keep it flat for the most part. So I am participating in a virtual race. I don't know if that's what you want to call it, because it's really not a race against anybody but yourself. It's basically an online challenge where you can track your progress with walking or running or cycling or whatever it is you want against predefined routes. And so I don't know how else to explain it, but if you're interested in finding out, it's called the Conqueror Challenge, Virtual Challenges. I did one in January. It's called the Flower Route. It was 41 miles. So in the month of January, I walked 41 miles. What I ended up doing is, as I was going through the route, I took pictures from the Google Street Map that you can access. But then I also went and did some research on the areas that I was visiting and did some documenting on that. We also get periodically postcards sent to us. So those are in here. And when they send us a postcard, they also send us a narrative in the first person. So it's just as if you were there, you know, explaining it to someone, which is kind of cool. So I've also included that. So we do get a race bib as a picture. So I included that. I included a picture from the app of the route. I've got some flip ups, some basic journaling. Here's where the first person narrative journaling that comes in. And let me just put this down here. Hopefully the glare won't be too bad. And I managed to reconfigure it so it'd fit in the notebook. And then I just printed off photos, either, again, photos that I took from Google Street Map view, or I did a Google search on the location and found photos that way. So here's how I took care of the postcards. I just scored a 1/4 inch and created a flap, and then also hid journaling underneath there, because otherwise it wouldn't all fit in this book. So I'm just going to flip through this pretty quickly. I do want to show you one other thing I did. So when I had a lot of journaling or a lot of notes on one area, I layered my text on top of each other and just scored a 1/4 inch, and then just allowed it to fold out. So this piece is glued down 100%, like this piece is glued down, and then this is glued just on the 1/4 inch, and same with that. And I think it's kind of cool. Like, it's a little bit messy, but that's kind of the feel that I like with Traveler's Notebook. With Traveler's Notebooks, it's a little bit informal. Here's another one of those postcards. This time I flipped it this way. I needed all the space I could get for the journaling. Here's another one of those ones where it flips out this way. Another postcard. This one flips. Again, it was more of a stick and plunk kind of situation than overly thinking everything through. The hardest part was basically getting the pictures printed and doing the research, or Google search, or whatever you want to call it, on the different locations. And the end, they give you a finishing badge or banner, and then I took a picture of the medal that we get. So we do get a medal at the end. They're really nice, and not that I'm doing it for that, but it is kind of fun. It is fun, and it's getting me walking. So I've actually completed 2 of these challenges. I did Yellowstone as my second one, and I think that one was 75 miles. And I'm currently doing Hadrian's Wall, and that one I think is 90, and I'm about 60%. By the time this goes up, probably much further, I might even be done. So those are my 2 projects for this month. I hope you enjoyed. I would challenge you to pull out stuff that maybe you bought fully intending to use for the purpose that they were given, but you found that it wasn't for you, you know what I mean? And make them work for you and get some of that stuff out of your stash. Thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to check out the other collaborators. All the links are below. And until next time, happy crafting.